Hi dear students, how are you? After long days I getting the chance to see you. Very nice to see you dear students. I am Selvarasu. I am going to be a history teacher for this year in Sri Vidyamandir Metric Higher Secondary School, Uttangarai. So dear students, I hope that all are fit and fine at your home. Especially we know that dear students, due to the corona pandemic, the whole country has struggling with lockdown itself. The country has struggling with schools, teachers and lack of education. The most of the country of the school have started online classes to continue your study. So this will make the connection with you all and to just cover the syllabus and to maintain your flow of study also. So then if you have any query, you can ask in the WhatsApp group, and I welcome you all to join the online classes. I hope you soon just see in class. And next, stay home and stay safe. Dear students, in history we are having 4 lessons. There are 4 lessons. So the first lesson is source of medieval India, and second lesson is emergence of new kingdom in North India, and third lesson is emergence of new kingdom in South India, and fourth lesson is Delhi Sultanate. First of all, we have to discuss first lesson, the source of medieval India. One thing keep in mind, dear students, especially before entering into before we start to the lesson, we should recall few points about the history. So already you have learned in 6th standard itself what is the history. So first of all, I want to ask the question, what is history? So if I ask a question, definitely you can say the answer for that. What is that? Especially that question. History is nothing but, dear students, what is that? Study of past events. Study of past events in chronological order. Or one more thing I want to say, study of recorded events of past in chronological order. Okay. So if you don't know definition, what is that? I will write it here. So what is the history? History is nothing but study of recorded past events. Study of recorded or past events in chronological order. Okay. So one word here I am introduced. Chronological order. You should keep it in your mind, or you should eager to know this word, meaning for this word, chronological order. So chronological order is nothing but, dear students, we have to arrange the past events in order by the time it's happened. So that is said to be chronological order. The past events arranged in order by the time so it's happened. That is said to be chronological order. Okay. So the word history, where did it derive? The word history is derived from especially Greek word. So the word history is derived from Greek word historia. Greek word historia. What is the meaning of historia? Definitely we should understand, or we should try to understand, or we should try to find out the meaning for this word historia. See, in the Greek word historia is nothing but, dear students, especially learning by the inquiry. For example, if you want to gather the information about the history, means what we are doing, so we should examine or investigate about the particular things. So that is we are saying, what is that? Inquiry. During that time we used to be inquiry. So that's why we are saying historia is nothing but it is what is that? Learning by the inquiry. Okay. So now history has been classified into 2 categories. So one is free history, another one is history. History has been classified into 2 categories. So the first one is free history, and second one is history. Here we should understand, or we should try to find out what is the meaning of prehistory. Prehistory is nothing but, dear students, especially what is the period of time before written the records. The period of time before written the record. So here, what is the meaning of period of time before the written the record? Especially, what is it? We are not having any evidence about the prehistory. So that's why we are saying period of time before written the records. But if you take history, so already we have learned the meaning of history. So what is the meaning of history? The study of recorded events of past in chronological order. So that is said to be what is it, especially history. Recorded events of past. Recorded events of past. This is said to be in chronological order. This is said to be history. Later, so now we are going to see Indian history. So Indian history has been divided three categories. So the first one is Hindu age, and the second one is Muslim age, and the third one is British age. So first, Indian history has been. So this is the Indian history. Indian history has been classified into three categories. First one is Hindu age, Muslim age, and third one is British age. So this history has been classified based on the religion of rulers in the time. So later, especially due to or based on the social and economic condition, our ancestors, used to be divide or change the name from this age. So our ancestors has changed this Hindu age as ancient period. And the Muslim age has changed as medieval period. Medieval period. And British age changed as modern period. Okay. Now the ancient period already have learned in 6th standard. So ancient period already have learned in a 6th standard. And the modern period you will study in 8th standard. Now what you are going to study in this class, especially medieval period. So this medieval period you are going to study in which class? Can you say 7th standard. Now you are studying 7th standard now. Okay. So this medieval period we can classified into two categories. Medieval period has been classified into two categories. The first one is, early medieval period. And the second one is later medieval period. What is the period of early medieval period? Especially common era 700 to 1200, and this is common era. Already have learned in 6th standard itself. What is common era? and what is that? CE and BCE. Okay, so this is 1200 to 1700. Can you understand, dear students? Okay. So now these are all introduction for our lesson. Now we are going to enter in our lesson. Okay. So what is the name of our lesson? The sources of medieval India. Source of medieval India. Source of medieval India. Here one thing you should keep in your mind. We should know or try to understand the meaning for sources. What is the sources? Those things give the information about the history. The things we are saying what is the sources. Okay. So now the sources we can classify or as being classified two categories. The first one is what? Primary sources. Primary sources, and second one is the what? Secondary sources. Okay, primary sources and secondary sources. Okay, so what is the primary sources and what is the secondary sources? Primary source is nothing but, dear students, those things gives the first information about the history, the things we are saying primary sources. And what is the secondary sources? So the writings of travelers, okay, of our country, visited our country, that is said to be what? Secondary sources. Okay, so what are the things are there in the primary sources? First one is inscription or inscriptions. Okay, and the second one is monuments. Second one is monuments, and the third one is coins. In the secondary sources, just we are going to see three things. The first one is, what is that? Religious and secular literature. Religious and secular literature. And second one is books and biographies. And autobiographies. And the third one is especially travelers and travelers. Travelers and travelers. Okay, so these are the primary and secondary sources. One more time I will tell you, dear students, primary sources. In the primary sources there are three things are there. One is the inscription, second is the monuments, and third one is the coins. And the secondary sources, religious and secular literature, and the second one is books, biographies, autobiographies, and the third one is travelers and travelers. Okay, so these are the things we are going to see. What is that? So discuss. So among these things we are not going to discuss fully. So first one is, in this class we are going to discuss only inscription and monuments. Okay, in the next session we are going to discuss coins and secondary sources. Okay, so one thing you should keep in your mind, dear students. So first, from the primary sources we are taking only inscription. Okay, what is that? Inscription. Okay, so we should understand, or we should try to find out the meaning for inscription. So inscription is nothing but, dear students, okay, especially writings engraved on solid surfaces such as temple walls, rocks, stones, and what is that? Metals. So these things only we are saying, what is that? Inscription. If you want to be saying Tamil, so what can we say? Calvetical. What is the meaning for inscription? Calvetical. Okay, so especially while we are going for some temple, okay, what is that? If you go for Tirupati temple or Tanjavur temple, Gangaikonda Solapuram temple, wherever you are going, so sometimes you may get the chance to, what is that? You may get the chance to waiting for see the darshan. Okay, God darshan. So during that time, if you observe around the wall, so what can you find out there? So definitely some letters appear, or you are able to see the letters. Okay. So while you are seeing that letters, definitely what is that? Some letters are in Tamil, some letters are in English. No, not English. Some other language, which means Telugu and then Kannada. What is that, Malayalam? Whatever may be. Isn't it? Yes or no? So that letters only we are saying what is that? Inscription, which means if you want to be saying Tamil, Kalvettukal. Okay. So what that letter saying? So what is that? Especially that letter saying what is that? Giving the information about our ancestors. Ancestors. Okay. So that things only we are saying inscription. So that letters, why did they write in a solid surface such as stones or rocks? What is it? Temple walls or metals, whatever may be. Because if they are not written in a solid surface, instead of writing in a solid surface, if they are used to be written in a palm leaf or paper, what will happen? Definitely it may get damaged soon, isn't it? Yes or no? We cannot preserve for a long time, isn't it? Yes or no? So if they are written in a solid surface, definitely it is safe and secure for us. It may not coming soon. It will not get damaged, isn't it? Yes or no? So that is this thing called inscription. Okay. So inscription is nothing but, students, engraved. The writings engraved on a solid surface, such as these things. Which means again one more time I will say. Temple walls, rocks, and stones, metals. Okay. So next, in the inscription, one more thing. In the inscription, one more word I want to be introduced. That word, epigraphy. What is that? Epigraphy. What is the meaning of epigraphy? Epigraphy is nothing but, dear students, if you study about the inscription, that branch called as epigraphy. Okay, do you remember what is that? So if you study about the inscription, what is called that? Epigraphy. Okay, this is also very, very important. You may get the one mark sometimes from this inscription. Okay, next we are going to discuss in the inscription. Giving a lot of information or rich information about the kings, about the rich information gives about the kings decrease. Kings, what is that? First one is decrease, and the second one is donation. Second one is dedications. Third one is donations, and fourth one is monuments. We should discuss these four things step by step in order. First one is, what is the king's decrease? King's decrease is nothing but, dear students, the official order passed by the king. If you want to be introduce any order, if you want to be introduce any rules and regulations, what he will do? He will put the order through somebody, a court, poet, somebody. Okay, so that is said to be king's decrease. Okay, king's decrease nothing but, what is that? Official order passed by a king. Okay, this is said to be king's decrease. And next one is the dedications. How the king served, which means offered, which means what is that? How the king served for the people, which means helping. Okay, how much help is done, or what is that completed by, what is that? King. That is said to be, what is that? Dedications. Okay, so how the king, or how the king served to the people or for the people. Okay, how the king served to the people. Next, the third one is the donations. Okay, so what is the donation? So donation is nothing but, dear students, what is it? The king especially doing some help or offered some help to the people. That is said to be donation. Okay. So the gifts offered to the people by whom? Sorry, by king. This is donation. Next one is monuments. So monuments is nothing but, dear students, if the king got the victory in war, what will he do? He will do something, which means construct the monuments. Okay, construct the monuments, or what is it? The memory of deceased. What the memory of deceased warriors. Okay, monuments raised in what is it? Commemoration of victories. What is victories of wars? Which means if any king got the victory in wars, what he is doing, especially is what is construct the monuments. Okay, or otherwise the memory of deceased warriors. Okay, so due to that incident, so what is that king or somebody make or construct the monuments. Okay, so next inscription giving the much more information about the king, Chola kings. Okay, so during the Chola period, our Chola kings offered or giving the so many lands to the people, and what is that? So what are the lands offered by the king to the people? So we will discuss step by step. So if you see, first one is Velan Bagai, and the second land is what is that? Brahmadeya, and third one is Chalaboga. What is it? Chalaboga, and fourth one is Devadana, and the fifth one is Pallichandam. Okay, so these 5 lands given by whom? Especially these 5 lands given what is that, to the people by the Chola king. So the first one is Velan Bagai, which means land of what is that, non-Brahmin proprietors. Land of non-Brahmin proprietors, which means those who are doing the or who did the agriculture. So that things what is that belongs to Velan Bagai. And the second thing is Brahmadeya. Brahmadeya, which means land offered or given to what is that? Brahmins. Land offered for Brahmins. You know very well what is that? Who is Brahmins? Those who are doing the temple related work. That persons is said to be called as what is that? Brahmins. So the Chola king given some land for whom, especially what is that? Brahmins. And third one is Chalaboga. So this is land. What is that? Gifted. Land gifted for maintaining the maintenance of school. And the next one is Devadana. Devadana land, what is that? Given for temples. And the fourth one is Pallichandam. So the land, Chola king, what is it? Given the land for what is it? Jainism, for Jaina institutions. Land donated for Jaina institutions. institution. So these are the what is that lands in the various name given by what is that Chola kings. That's all, dear students. So far we have seen different topics from the lesson name is Source of Medieval India. So first we have discussed what is history. So what is the where does it comes from, and then next word, it is a Greek word, already everything we have discussed. And the third one is especially inscription and what is the different types of what is that medieval India, and these things are what is that we have seen. So next time we will what is that discuss about the what is that coins, and in the secondary sources different topics are there, religious and secular literature, and books, biographies and autobiographies, and the third one is especially travelers and travelers. These things in the next classes we will discuss. Thank you. Nice to see you, dear students.